Good morning. This week's devotion is When You Are Gathered. Got back from Dragon Con yesterday, and I'm still basking in the feeling of love and friendship from those who were gathered there. We got to catch up with some dear friends. I got to visit with my friends from Fans of Christ and Geeks of Faith, and it all reminded me of the importance of fellowship in the body of Christ. But seeing people who are dear to you for one weekend a year can be very different from having to live together all year long. In our faith communities, sometimes feelings get hurt or people are mean, and the feeling of being one together gets strained. Jesus deals with that in our Matthew lesson for this week. Listen to Matthew 18, verses 15 through 20. If your brother or sister sins against you, go and point out the fault when you two are alone. If you are listened to, you've regained that one. But if you're not listened to, take one or two others along with you, so that every word may be confirmed by the evidence of 2 or 3 witnesses. If that person refuses to listen to them, tell it to the church. And if the offender refuses to listen to even the church, let such a one be to you as a Gentile or a tax collector. Truly I tell you, whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven. Again, truly I tell you, if 2 of you agree on earth about anything you ask, it will be done for you by my Father in heaven. For where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I am there among them. This passage is truly filled with grace. It's all about reconciliation. First, go to the person who's hurt you. Then go with 1 or 2 others. Then bring the whole church to help you reconcile if you need to. Now, some people say this is where the grace ends, but it really isn't. Jesus says treat them as Gentiles or tax collectors. Think about it. How does Jesus treat Gentiles and tax collectors? He eats with them. He heals them. He touches them. He teaches them. He calls them. The disciple Matthew was a tax collector. So was Zacchaeus. The woman at the well was a Gentile, and so was the soldier whom Jesus healed his daughter. Jesus never stopped reaching out to those in need: sinners, tax collectors, Gentiles, the broken and the hurting. In fact, this teaching of Jesus is what makes Peter ask in the very next verse, Jesus, how often should I forgive? And Jesus' answer is more times than you can count. Forgiveness and reconciliation isn't always easy, but it's very important. And Jesus doesn't just give that command and then leave. Jesus ends his teaching on forgiveness and reconciliation with the words, "For where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I am there among them." Jesus is here with us to help us reconcile. God's will for us is to live together as the family of God, as brothers and sisters. And as brothers and sisters, we're going to disagree and sometimes fight. But as brothers and sisters, we should always be guided by love. Jesus promises to be with us whenever we are together, and that is very good news. Have a blessed week.